Do you have a car?
No, I don't have a car at the moment.
Why not?
I can't see very well, and so I've been advised to stop driving.
Do you have a bike?
No, I don't have a bike, but I do enjoy cycling when I get the chance.
Why haven't you got a bike though?
Because it's not convenient at the moment, but it's easy to hire a bike when I go to any cities.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do. I've had a driving license for about 40 years.
Do you like driving?
I used to like driving, but now, as I said, I can't see very well, so it's not possible for me to drive.
Do you think it's important for people to have a driver's license?
Yes, I think it's important that when you're young, you should learn to drive because it gives you options for the future.
How do you think it gives you options?
Because then you don't have to rely on public transport all the time, or you don't have to ask your parents to take you where you want to go. So you have more freedom.
How did you learn to drive?
Well, initially my father taught me how to drive. He used to take me out in his car, but that wasn't very successful because we both got angry at each other.
That's not legal anymore in some countries, but is it legal in England at the moment?
Yes, it's legal. You have to have the learner plates on your car, but you can learn to drive with anybody.
I think it's a cheaper way to learn to drive because if not, you would have to go to a school and they tend to be quite expensive.
Yes, I think initially when you're learning how to drive, you can do it with a parent or friend, but then you need to have a professional driving instructor to teach you how to drive safely. Then I had lessons with a driving instructor, and then when I was ready I took my first driving test, but I failed that one. Then I had a different driving instructor and I was successful and I passed my driving test.
Did you think it was stressful?
Yes, it was very stressful learning to drive. One of the most stressful things I've ever done, I think.
So now that you can't drive or don't want to drive, do you often use public transportation?
Yes, I find that I walk a lot and then I use buses and trains when I need to go further.
Do you prefer buses or trains?
I like both, really. The trains are faster, but they aren't reliable at the moment. And anyway, I find a bus journey very interesting because a bus goes around all the small villages and it picks up a lot of different people who you can chat to if they're friendly enough.
Have you ever been in a traffic accident?
No, I don't remember that I've ever been in a traffic accident.
Do you always wear a seatbelt?
I always wear a seatbelt in a car, but sometimes you get on a bus and there's an option of a seatbelt, but I don't normally wear one then.
Have you ever ridden a motorbike?
I think that I rode on the back of my cousin's motorbike when I was very young, but I've never driven a motorbike myself.
Did you like it?
I think so, but I was quite small. I might have been 10 years old, I think.
All right. The next one is public transportation expensive in your country?
It can be. The trains are quite expensive, but you can buy rail cards. And buses can be expensive or very cheap. It depends where you're going.
At the moment, there's a special offer, though, on buses, isn't there?
Yes. To help the economy and to promote the use of public transport, there's a scheme where the maximum fare is £2, which is very good if you're travelling a long distance. But now some bus companies are applying the £2 to short distances too. So it's not so good if you're going a short distance.
So what you're saying is that before it cost £1.20, but now they're pushing the price up to £2 and saying that every single journey costs £2.
Yes, so it's a little bit unfair if you're going for a short journey, but if you're travelling a long way, then it's excellent.
And is public transportation reliable in England?
I think that the buses are more reliable than the trains because there's a lot of industrial action at the moment, strikes. But maybe in the future things will go back to normal again.
And sometimes the trains are not on time and that can affect your connections. I think that in England you can't really rely on trains, can you?
It depends. If you're quite flexible with your journey, then it doesn't affect you. But if you have to get a connection to go to an airport or to a hospital appointment, then it can be unreliable.
And do you ever travel by plane?
Occasionally, I travel by plane.
Where do you normally go?
To European holiday destinations like Italy, France, or maybe Spain.
What kind of things annoy you about other people's driving?
I don't like it when people get angry when they're driving. I think that's the only thing that I don't like.
Don't you hate it when people don't indicate where they are going to go?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's true.
And finally, how often do you get a taxi?
I don't usually get a taxi. I can't remember the last time that I got a taxi.
Why not?
I think that by using buses and trains, then that's the only public transport that I need to use.
Are they expensive in England?
Yes, they can be expensive, and recently the prices have risen again. So if I can, I use a bus, or I would walk quite a long distance too.
If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.